My car feels tight after I apply my brakes. I got burning smell coming in from my wheels. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Bagwindi DIY Auto, and today I will be using this Honda Accord for demonstration. So let's start with the braking system down here. This is your brake caliper right here. And what happened when they apply the brakes in your car, the fluid travel from master cylinder, travel through the lines, and then it travel through the rigid steel lines, and then through your flex lines here, and then it ends up in your brake calipers right here. Now, this is a flex line, and the purpose why the manufacturer added the flex line here, because the suspension here has to be moving up and down, and the wheel has to be turning inside and out. So with a flex line here, makes sense that it absorbs all the movements. And so what usually happens is when you apply your brakes, if this line here internally breaking down, the passage inside here clogged, and what happened, the pressure trapped inside your caliper right here and locks your brakes up. So the movement of your rotor locks will not turn, and the brake pads in here becomes overheated, and that's where the heat and smelling is coming from. So in order for you to repair this, you would have to replace this line, and I usually replace the unit, the caliper, and the brake hose here as a unit. So that's one indication that causes your brakes to be locking up. The brake hose here has a tendency of breaking down internally, and that causes the brake fluid to trap in one direction. And when you release your brake pedal, the fluid does not return back, and that's what causes the brake to be locked up. Another indication could have had a frozen caliper. If your caliper is freezing when you apply the brakes, and the fluid is supposed to be released after release brake pedal pressure, the caliper is stuck in one direction and locks up your brakes. That's another indication that can cause your brakes to be freezing. And the next question is, what caused my brake pedals to be rock solid? Okay, so there are several reasons that can cause your brake pedal to be rock solid. Your booster is that what assists your braking systems. When you apply your brakes, the booster assists that pressure from your foot and take that pressure to your master cylinder, and that sends fluid to all your four-wheel calipers. And so if your booster is malfunctioning, let's say there's an internal rupture diaphragm or a bad check valves in your booster, that can cause your brake pedal to be rock solid. And what that does, it gives you a longer stopping distance when you're trying to stop your car. So let me point out this reason here. Let me show you how it works. Now here is the brake pedal right here. This is the brake pedal. Okay, when you apply your brake pressure right here, there's a connecting rod from your pedal, goes to your booster. Now let me show you where the booster is inside the engine compartment. Okay, here is your booster right here, guys. This guy right here. Now this is the master cylinder. This is a dual master cylinder, meaning that you have the front and back unit all in one right here. This is your reservoir where your fluid maintain, and this sits on top of your master cylinder. Now the master cylinder is attached to your brake booster right here. So when you apply pressure to your brake pedal, there's a rod connects to your booster, which is connected to the diaphragm, and in front of the diaphragm there's a rod also pushes out attached to your master cylinder. So what happened is if this booster internally diaphragm is ruptured, the vacuum line right here, this vacuum line here, this is what assists your booster right here. And it's attached to your intake manifold, this same line right here. So once the engine is running, there's a vacuum creates from the intake manifold, this line right here, and it sucks the diaphragm. So once you apply the pressure to your brake pedal, this vacuum here sucks that diaphragm in and gives you a softer feel on your brake pedal. Now, if you did not have your diaphragm, what would have been happening here? You would only have your master cylinder, and your brake pedal would be so solid like a rock. There is no assistant there. And that's why the manufacturer, they added assistant, which is the brake booster here that assists the feel on your foot when you apply your brakes. So the solid feel that you got or you will get on your brake pedal, that means the diaphragm mechanism is not working. It could have been a bad check valve, which is like a one-way switch that allow suction to go one way but block the other way. And that purpose for the check valve, just in case your diaphragm ruptured while you're on the highway and you get that indication. Normally, whenever your booster goes bad, you will get an indication, a check light comes on. And that tells you that there's something is going on in your braking systems. The check valve is like a fail-safe one-way valve. And what it does, it's allow you to pull off the highway and to come to a complete stop safely. So that solid feel on your brake pedal there, that tells you that there's something is going on inside the diaphragm, or it could be a ruptured intake vacuum line right here, or a bad check valve could be actually ruptured. So the best way to check, to tell if you have a bad diaphragm, there are several indications. You can hear hissing noise. That will tell you that the diaphragm is punctured internally. Another indication you get from a bad diaphragm, you could have a check engine light comes on, and that check engine light can gives you P0300, that indication of a lean mixture inside the engine, that your engine is sucking atmospheric air, which is external air, is entering inside your engine. And another indicator for a bad diaphragm is when the engine is idling, and if you were to apply the brakes, that will give you a rough idling to your engine. That's another indication that you may have a bad diaphragm or a bad brake booster. So these are some of the symptoms to look for if you experience a rock solid brakes. Okay guys, and here's the final question. What made when I applied my brake pedals, it stuck and it does not return? Okay, so here is your brake pedal right here. So once you apply your brake pedal and you release it, it should return back to normal. Now, if it's stuck in that direction, what that tells me that the spring inside your brake booster is ruptured and it's not returning your pedal. So that's an indication that your spring inside your brake booster is bad. That's another indication that your booster is failing. Okay guys, so hopefully someone out there can use this information and apply it to their symptoms. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.